Slid that in. He slid Hayden. Hayden's early. Yeah. I mean, desperate. What's early?
I think 7:30 or 7.
I think before 8's early. We'll be generous. If you pop up in here before 8 o'clock, you're early. What time did you get here? Was she early? That's early. Josh, what time did you get here? 7:25. Where's the other?
He's normally up in here early too, but
Who, the other Josh?
yeah, but
I look frozen. Everybody get on here. Do me a huge favor. Like, comment, share the stream. Happy Wednesday, Mo Froze. Good morning, Amanda. How are you doing? As always, we're going to start this show with 60 seconds of gratitude. Hayden, what are you thankful for this morning? You grizzly bear-looking motherfucker.
I'm grateful I actually woke up and went to the gym this morning.
I'm glad to see you in there, too.
It's always good to see you.
I'm in a
first thing
good...
in the morning.
See, I'm psyching myself to get into a good mood because I got to go see Dr. Nice today. You know I call him Dr. Nice, Josh?
No, I don't. Why?
Because he's not very nice. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to walk out. I'm going to walk out feeling... Van, are we streaming good? Because I'm freezing up.
We're rolling on mine.
Rolling on both.
All right, Allie, would you like to contribute?
Yeah, I'm thankful for my hair girl.
Your hair does look good today.
Thank you.
Who'd you go to?
Her name's Lindsay.
Where's she at?
She's, you know the old bowling alley right next to Animal City?
I do.
They turned it into a salon suite. That's where she's at.
Why don't you go to Kentucky like Hayden to get his hair cut?
I don't, I'm dedicated to this girl. I don't need to drive that.
Why do you drive so far?
I'm dedicated, committed to my guy.
How long does it? Let's just break down. Let's just break down how long it takes you to go there.
It's a 45-minute drive with no traffic.
No traffic. Let's put an hour on it. Clip you an hour.
Clip me in.
Now, do you have to come back?
I gotta
Let's
come
give you
back.
2.
That's 2.
All right. How long is it when you get there? I know he ain't on time. None of them are ever on time. Ever.
45 minutes.
45 minutes to cut that. What about when you shave it? Does it take 45 minutes? Does he charge you by the time, by the minute? Same time. So you pretty much have at least 3 hours in a haircut.
It's a field trip.
Hmm.
No, Madison.
He goes pretty much. Might as well.
Pretty boys get their haircuts like people. Some people eat. You know, it's just like it's got to happen.
I understand that. I can make sense of the food part. Moving right along. Hey, what are you? Get on the show. Where's your phone? You come over here empty-handed? No phone? How are you going to help me? How can you help me today? Today's show topic, how do I word it, Van?
You have to change your situation to change your situation.
You got to change your situation to change your situation. Does that make any sense? Is that clear to you? What does it mean? What does it mean?
The overall situation, if you want it to change, you have to change smaller things within the situation.
Well, I'm going to give you some examples. And if you're on here, I'm sorry, I don't see any comments. Has anybody said hello to me? Josh, did you say anything? I don't see anything on here. My computer. I'm very disappointed. I'll see if this has got any comments on here. I'll see Shannon Wheeler, Hayden, Jish. Thank y'all for getting on here. Okay, I'm going to give y'all a little story about how my situation changed my situation. When I was broke as hell, I had to move in with my mom. I was 35 years old. Guess what I had to pay in my rent at 35 years old to my mom, Josh?
Zero.
Guess what she was charging me? Nothing.
$50.
She didn't charge me nothing. Not a damn thing. So I'm sitting there as I was living in this 10 by 11 or 11 by 11 cell of a jail. Could never bring a girl over there. Do you think I could sneak a girl into my mom's house? Her looking around the corner, me telling her, hey, let's go back to mama's. She was awake. So I'm sitting there in this cell. So I really didn't have anything to do other than watch Cardone. Just watch Cardone YouTube. And I was paying off all this bullshit debt I had. Is $86,400. So all the money I would make, I would go ahead and send out my obligations, and I would live off what was left, like I was teaching you. So one time, me and my mom, we got in an argument. She's like, "You're 40 years old. It's time for you to get out of here." And I'm like, "You know what? You're right." So I go to my buddy Kenny Jones, who's got this house on Tennell. You weatherman, Hayden, y'all been to Tennell Court? I moved into Tennell Court. Kenny hooked me up. You know how much he charged me in rent?
$500.
Close. $400. And I remember, now that was a situation that was changing. I remember my good buddy Tim Dutton, who gave me some great financial advice. He said, when you go from here, 0 to this, you're not going to be able to save as much money. He made sense of math. He didn't make sense of behavior changes. So what I did is I moved in there. Now I got some obligation. I was a little nervous. Hell, I had an $1,800 house payment, moved in with my mom to 0, and now I'm going back out on my own with $400 payment. And I was a little nervous. Thank you, Kenny Jones, for helping me out. So I'm there, and I'm there for 4 years. Started dating my wife. Then she wants, about a year later, we bought a house in Puckett. So my situation went from 0 to 400. Then from 400, it went to 1,500. I was back nervous again. Like, damn, am I going to be able to afford this? So we live in that house for 3 years. We sell that house and we go to a new house, our last house over here. It went from $1,500 a month, maybe $1,250 to $15. It kind of floated around in those numbers. To that payment was $2,950 a month. That was a big jump. $3,000 on a house payment? I was like, shit, is this a smart decision? So I got in there and I'm used to it. We sell that house. Interest rates are going through the roof. Our next house payment is our new one. It's going up every day, I feel like. But it's like $7,500 a month. $7,500 a month. Think about how stupid this is. On paper, it is stupid, but every single move that I have made, it's changed other things. Other behavioral patterns, networks have changed. My focus, my attention. Whenever you're comfortable, Van, you clicked off. Whenever you're comfortable, what happens, it's kind of like anything else in life. If Van, that's off. I'm working on it. If you get really comfortable and you start, you've seen people around here coast, haven't you, Ed?
Yep.
Is there anybody you can think of? You don't have to say his or her name, but do you see people coasting? The worst thing that can happen is when you get comfortable with money. Because what you start to do is the things that got you the money, they don't become as important. You don't need it as much. You've got it. It's not something that you have to have any longer. So I have constantly, since I was 35, put myself in a position to where I didn't have a choice. I feel like I'm on the radio now. When are we going to fix this, Van?
You can do radio.
I am doing radio right now. We're talking in the dark. So here's what I'm going to tell you. You've got to change your situation to change your situation. Whenever you had a kid, you had a situation prior. Once you got a kid, the situation changed. Should more maturity come when you have a kid?
Yes.
Some people. You know, over there, don't you? So your next step is it's gonna force some changes. A lot of people are gonna say, look, dude, don't do that because it's comfy here. Cozy right here. If you want to push and challenge yourself to grow more, things in your life have to change. Like you were talking about doing something the other day, and I told you that was a bad idea. But you got to move. Ed's been evicted. He's been kicked out of his place. Well, so what is he going to do about that? You're probably going to move somewhere. It's going to cost you more money. Probably is. There's going to be some things in Ed that will have to change, or Ed will die. He will die. He will go homeless. His mom's not going to let him back in the house. He's going to go into situations where whenever your survival is threatened, that's when people perform. But nobody wants to get to that limit. Nobody wants to feel that. Like in the gym, I bought this so I could check my heart rate. Where is a good heart rate to get to that would indicate you're pushing yourself? 60, you're dead. It's 160.
175.
160. Old people can't get up that high. Old people are like 220 minus their age. So if it's 220 minus 50, that's 170 would be my max heart rate.
What's a good average heart rate? 70, 100?
Resting
90.
Okay.
Yeah.
is okay. So
120.
is good.
No, 60.
Ed, I know you're in terrible shape, terrible condition. A resting heart rate below 70 is decent.
Yeah.
Into the 50s is good.
Yeah.
So if you can push yourself into the 130s or 140s, that's hard. This morning, I don't like getting up into the 130s. I don't like that. But what would happen if I did get into the 140s? Like at lunch yesterday, Sean Atkinson was like, man, I was doing this and that, and man, I only got up to 150 one time, just like that. And I'm like, what? 150? I feel like I'd have a heart attack. But the point that I'm making, the best gains are made in a stress situation, not in a comfortable situation. Shut us down, Vin Grafton. I got a meeting next door.